The Crypto Fear and Greed Index is reporting in at 50, putting it into neutral territory as far as the market sentiment goes. Top performers today have been Lido DAO, BTSE token, The Graph, GMX, eCash, Rocket Pool, Polkadot, Near Protocol, XRP, Immutable X, and Phantom. Biggest gainers for the last 7 days: Aptos, Axie Infinity, Hedera Hashgraph, CurveDAO, Phantom, FractShare, Immutable X, Engine Coin, Optimism, BTSE token, and Synthetics Network. Biggest losers for today was Aptos, only down 3.5%, Uniswap down 2.5%, Hedera Hashgraph, HBAR, Flare, Cosmos, Atom, Sandbox, OKB, Terra Luna, Thorchain, Terra Luna Classic, and Nexo. Biggest losers for the week would be Flare, Trust Wallet, Huobi, Terra Luna Classic, Toncoin, Thorchain, Bitcoin SV, Satoshi Virgin, Theo Token, Pax Dollar, DAI, and CDAI. The top 10 coins by market cap, excluding stable coins, Polkadot has come back into our top 10 again. All right, Polkadot. The boring but very important stuff we gotta know about is that the dollar is still dropping on the daily. Wall Street's having a better time than imagined. Turns out that the ES1 is in a cup and handle formation, which is breaking out to the upside, meaning Wall Street should have a pretty good week over the next few days. Total to market cap, which represents all the money in crypto outside of Bitcoin, is still struggling with this area of about 559 billion. We got to break above this level, flip it into support before we see some really major growth out of all the altcoins. And Bitcoin dominance just keeps shooting up, breaking to the upside of a bearish pattern, which means it should take off pretty well. Looks like we're headed up to about 45%. This is going to spell a little trouble for the altcoins, especially in Bitcoin value. Your portfolios are dropping in Bitcoin value because Bitcoin dominance is going up. However, we are seeing them increase in dollar value, so that's our little trade-off there. The 50 EMA, this blue line, has already crossed over the yellow. That is the golden cross. Getting ready to have the 100 to cross over that, and I foresee a lot of money pouring more into Bitcoin than the altcoins, so take that as a warning. You need to be in Bitcoin right now, and the very smart traders will wait till Bitcoin dominance reaches a peak, starts to fall, and then they'll buy into altcoins with their Bitcoin, and we'll have an altcoin season. Until that happens, it's best to take your profits in altcoins into stablecoin pairs. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Lane, and you are watching Crypto Insight, and we are going over the top 10 crypto by market cap, excluding stablecoins. And today that list includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, ADA, DOGE, OKB, MATIC, and DOT. Kicking it off today on the daily with Bitcoin. The one thing I want to point out is that we got rising volume with falling price. And if you look over to the right here with my cheat sheet, you can see that when volume falls and price goes up, that's a bearish sign, meaning that this trend is getting weak. The good signs are that we have been holding strongly above this 200 daily EMA of about 21,000. That is the area that we actually need to come down and retest, and that would be the first area of support that I would be looking for should Bitcoin break below this trend line that I have here. However, the strong signs that I see going on for Bitcoin, which are more than the bad things that I see at the moment, we're getting ready to get across here over 50 over 100 EMA. That's a very good sign. That should give us a little push to the upside. If you can see this area right over here, this is our Ichimoku cloud, and it is very thin and spindly and working its way up, starting to thicken out a little bit, but not to the point that we really need to worry about. And it's at a farther distance from our price action to this cloud. So I'm not concerned about Ichimoku being a bad sign right now. It's actually showing that we actually could get a move up. Indicators are still high and they are overtaxed. The stochastic, this line here, started coming down and it's kind of indecisive at the moment. It could easily pop back up to the upside. The biggest thing that we got to look at is money flow, which is still coming in, but just leveling off a little bit. The VWAP, the volume weighted average price, has been coming down. Now that's something to be a little concerned about. Now if this comes down and starts bringing money flow down, we may be getting the pullback that we're looking for and we really need. We are in a falling wedge pattern, which has a measured move. When we put it to the breakout area, it tells us that we should be coming up to this area right around 26,181, 26,252, right in that area. I am looking for this 50 moving average cross over this 100 moving average. That is a bullish sign that could give us another move to the upside. Could take us as high as up to right around 24,000. At that point, we might actually break down and fall out of this rising wedge pattern. It is a bullish pattern that usually breaks to the downside about 75 to 80% of the pattern's length, and we're coming due for that it is time for a strong retest. If you can see my Ichimoku cloud, that's this little green sliver that's just kind of riding up right here, is still staying thin. It's starting to thicken out a little bit, but it's a far distance from it to the price action. Kind of gives me the impression that we're not going to get a severe pullback yet at the moment, and I don't know how we're maintaining the strength to stay up this high. It's amazing considering how hard it was to even go up $500 just a few weeks ago. But coming back to this 200 moving average is the first point of resistance that I would look for should we break out of this pattern, about 21,084, somewhere in that area. Other targets you may want to look at are about 19,145, also 19,928. If, however, by chance that Bitcoin gets another set of wings and just decides to continue bullish, we're looking at targets 26,252 and up to the 618 Fibonacci level, about 28,688. That would be one of our major areas that we can expect some resistance. Quickly coming down, take a look at the 4-hour. We see that we've got some good signs going on the 4-hour. Money flow is still coming in. There still is that bearish divergence. However, we're trying to break out of this pattern, a bull flag that we've got there, which could take us on up to the areas that we talked about, 24,088. See what happens there. If we break above that, something even stronger and bigger may come above this. If it breaks to the downside, we get that pullback that we need. Moving on next to Ethereum, we had the Adam and Eve double bottom, broke to the upside. Great. You are seeing this pattern play out in a lot of altcoins too. I would be looking for a retest coming back down to this 200 moving average. That's about $1,510. The bearish divergence does look like it is playing out here. Price is going up, volume is coming down, and also indicators are coming down. Trend is weakening, may come back down to 1555. Hopefully we'll stay above this 200 moving average. Again, that's about 1510, 1509. Could come back down to 1436. We'll have to keep an eye on this as it plays out, but hopefully we will not break this parabolic trend line here. If we can stay within it, we have a lot higher targets to go to. The bullish signs I see on the moving averages is the 50-day EMA has crossed over the 100-day EMA, and that's a bullish sign, and that may be what we need to keep us above these $1,500 areas. Next up, we have BNB, Binance Coin, also has the bearish divergence there, but not quite as strong as we've seen on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Some of the indicators are getting a little bit tired out. We do have a red dot printing on market cipher there. The money flow is starting to come down a little bit. VWAP did pass down past the 0 point, so expect a pullback from this. Could be as low as about $295. Hopefully we'll stay above the 200 EMA. Any coins above the 200 EMA need to stay above it to stay bullish. That would be $289.50 for Binance Coin. We are still looking to head up to a target of at least 331. Price action has created a new formation here, could be considered a cup and handle. Measured move from this would actually take us up to this area, which we also have marked as a point of resistance, about $362. Things look very interesting for BNB. After BNB, we come to XRP, which is just now, as I'm making this video, breaking above the 200-day EMA. That's a very good sign. So if we can break above this, hold it, flip it as support, 42 cents, we got some more up action. I would count out this 43-cent area. We did get rejected there, but we should plow through that. Going toward 46 cents is what I'm seeing. Ichimoku cloud looks good. Money flow is coming into this. VWAP is on the upside. Indicators are looking stronger XRP. While everything else is looking tired, XRP looks like it may have just got its second win. 50 cents may be on the table. But do look for a possible pullback at about 46 cents. That is a very strong Fibonacci area, which a lot of people like to short from. After XRP, we're looking at Cardano, ADA. It has bearish divergence there. Also, the highest I expect to see this get up in the short term would probably be about 38.79 cents, the top of this trend line. Looks like it's going to have a struggle to get up there and fight above it. Good signs going. 21 moving average is about ready to cross over the 100. That would be bullish for us. We've got to get up to this 200 EMA. Cardano has not made it to that point yet. We may see Cardano come back to about 33, just right under 34 cents, 33.93. And that may be where we get a leg up to retest this trend line. Whether we go directly there or have to do a retest before we get there, we've got to break above this, flip this from resistance into support. Then we can come up to our 200-day moving average. So there should be some resistance there, 41 cents, and also about 42.7 cents for Cardano. Next up is Dogecoin, which has been doing very well, staying above the 200 EMA, and that's where we want it to stay, is above 8.5 cents. If we can hold that, we got a good chance to come up to 9.8 cents, 10 cents. even up to 10.5 cents. Things are starting to look like it wants to cool down a little bit for Dogecoin. It does have just a little bit of bearish divergence, but not nearly as much as we've seen on ETH or anything. So pullback may not be as severe. We definitely do want to stay above this orange line here. That's a parabolic move that is currently in, and that's just right at 8 cents. But if we do maintain above the 200 EMA, we could see Doge reach about 12, almost 12.5 cents before we get to an area where I would expect more serious rejection. Next up is OKB, which for this whole bear market, it seems, has just been on a slow and steady trajectory to the upside. That's amazing. I wish I was in on this one. I was not, and I'm not seeing a good chance to get in until we see a pullback, and I'm not sure that we're going to see that for a little while because it wants to keep climbing up to 41.19 cents. And from that area, it wants to come up to 53 cents, even as high as 57 cents. There is some bearish divergence there, but there was back here too, and it didn't seem to phase it a bit. Ichimoku Cloud says this one still wants to go up. It still has money flow coming in. Even though the daily has a red dot on it, just like it did over here, it did not stop it very much. This coin, OKB, I think is safe to say that it's just on a steady rise to the upside. Next up is MATIC, which has gotten rejected here at this area, this trend line, showing a very small amount of bearish divergence there. Do expect a possibility of it to retest this area of about 90.5 cents, possibly find its footing there, come back up to the upside. Now, this could be possibly making a large inverted head and shoulders, which would give it the legs to actually move up to some of these higher target points. I look for some problems, a hiccup probably about $1.08. That is a strong Fibonacci level. It may get rejected there, have to trade sideways for a little bit before it breaks above it. Higher targets for MATIC, should this inverted head and shoulders pattern play out, would be $1.18, $1.30, as high as $1.14. There is a measured move from this pattern, which would give us a price target of $1.25. Let me go ahead and mark that. The last of the top 10 coins is DOT, which moved back into the top 10. We see they got rejected over here at the 618 Fibonacci level, about $6.75, $6.76. Rejection there, came back down, and it looks like we are trying to break up through that area. If we do break up through there, we'll be looking at some resistance here at the 200 EMA, somewhere around $7.20. Signs are showing that we may get the uptick to break through that because we do have money flow coming into this. Things are looking good. It's just that bearish divergence. Got to see how that plays out. We can get a strong enough move. It could negate it. We just got to have the RSI to come up higher. But gosh, we're overextended. Everything really needs to take a break and come back down. But if DOT goes on a tear, we could be looking at prices on up to $8.33 or $8.82. Now, if we do by chance find some rejection here at this Fibonacci level and get rejected, and we're going through a pullback, say if Bitcoin gets a pullback, we could be looking at coming back to these areas about $5.83 or $6.19. And that would be a good place to just add a little bit more to your bags there, because this is showing some upside potential. What I really want to see happen to really give us the boost that we're looking for is for the 50 EMA to cross over this white line here. We see that happen on the daily. It's a great sign. Things on the 4-hour, however, are looking pretty good for DOT in my opinion. Just that possibility there also with some bearish divergence just to come back down either to 583 or 622, somewhere in these areas. But this cloud is saying that that may not happen. VWAP is starting to come down. Money flow is coming down. We'll have to see how this plays out. Indicators are very conflicting. We see that we've got a lot of space between our bands here on our EMAs. That's usually a sign that we'll come back down to at least this 50 EMA. So maybe just coming back down to around $6.20 in that area before we go up. Usually when you see crypto on the 4-hour chart that's on an upswing, it'll come back at its lowest while it's still in an upstring to test that 50 EMA. So just watch for a bounce off of there. It's already done it once. It may not do it again. Keep your eyes open for DOT, but it does look like it does have some good things going for it. Guys, make sure you hit the like button on the way out if you found this information helpful. My name is Lane, and this has been Crypto Insight.